let's talk a little bit about the employees and labor for a couple minutes for everybody. This is an important part of the process, and in our conversations with labor leaders, both statewide and local, IBEW and others, there's been frankly mixed feelings about whether this is in their interest. And so I wonder if you all might speak a little bit to what's going to happen to the employees of Black Hills, and what what will the what's likely to happen with union contracts, either with the Board of Waterworks or with the third party contractor once that gets on board. And what about the numbers of jobs? Will the jobs stay the same, or are they likely to be more? And so I'm just going to open this up for anybody that would like to speak to it.
And something I was nervous about as well, because as much as we bash on Black Hills, the corporation, we have amazing people who live here and work here for that company, who do great work every single day, who care about Pueblo. The local folks aren't the ones that frustrate me. They're not the reason why I'm sitting here today. It's the corporation in South Dakota who have no idea what they're doing to this community. So I've asked that question too, and I literally have just asked what's happening with our union contracts, what's going to happen to the employees that are still there with Black Hills Energy. And instead of assuming I know what I'm talking about, I asked. So I'm going to turn it over to Seth because he's who I asked. Seth?
Absolutely. I'll take it from there. And I'm glad you made that point too, Daneya, because I've said a number of times publicly just how thankful and just the amount of respect that I have for the local folks that work for Black Hills here. A dedicated bunch of individuals, and absolutely, you know, the system is not going away, and those folks run the system, and anybody in their right mind would want to keep all of that institutional knowledge and that skill set that they demonstrate each and every day. And so, no, I don't believe jobs will go away. I don't believe the union contracts will go away, regardless of how this thing shapes out. And with that, I'll see what Terry has to say.
Well, and this is an issue that has been the number one issue for all of us that have been involved in it from day one. Because as Daneya says, these are our friends and neighbors that work for Black Hills. And interestingly, if you look at the history of how we've received electricity in Pueblo, you know, there's been a series of corporations: West Plains, Centura, Aquila, and then now Black Hills. And what our experience has basically been is the same folks have the same jobs. Doesn't really change because, as Seth has pointed out, we need them. You can't run it without them. And they just change the name on their shirt of who they happen to be working for. And this proposal that is put out by the Board of Waterworks, they are proposing to basically say they will bid out for who will operate the utility. And I do know one of the folks who have indicated that they would be interested in bidding on that. And if they were successful in that bid, is none other than San Isabel Electric, a co-op that got started in its history right here in Pueblo, Colorado. And what they indicated, Reg Rudolph, their CEO, has indicated, is that they're going to keep everybody. They may not keep the top administrators, the folks who answer directly to South Dakota, but everybody who is line staff, everybody who works in the office, everybody, the vast majority of the employees, they're going to have a job. And Lord knows, depending on what Seth needs, he might need to hire some of those top managers back into the system too. And, you know, the folks that are doing that right now that are trying to keep us from making this move in the town, they can certainly apply for those jobs and they may land those jobs as well. So San Isabel may not win that bid, but I do know that they are intending, or at least they've indicated they're intending to throw in their name into that game, and that's been their answer. They have said it's a no-brainer, just exactly like Seth said. These are the people that know how to run an electric system. You got to have them. It's just going to be exactly the same, except you change the name on the shirt.